Breaking news, Ian Cunnigham is the new Falcons general manager, and the Chicago Bears are getting completely fucked over by the National Football League. We're going to break it all down here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Good news, bad news, we're breaking it down here on the channel, all off-season long, daily content for you guys. So please hit that subscribe button and subscribe if you think the Bears are getting screwed. So let me paint the picture for you. Ian Cunnigham is finalizing a contract to be the new Falcons general manager, which is awesome for him. I'm happy for him. I thought this was going to happen. We've talked about the connection to Matt Ryan, who's the new president of football. Him and Ryan Poles were college teammates and roommates at Boston College. They've been close for 20 years. We know all that. But the Bears are getting absolutely hosed. Absolutely hosed. Let me explain what's happening here. The Chicago Bears are not getting compensatory draft picks according to all reports. Why? Because of a fucking bullshit technicality that everybody knows is a sham. So the Falcons, and this isn't even Atlanta's fault, by the way. This is on the league. The Falcons added the president of football position and hired Matt Ryan. And he is viewed, and that title is the new primary executive in the Falcons front office structure. Okay. If Matt Ryan came out and said he would be in control of the roster and that he would make final decisions on that, okay, I could hear this argument. He has already come out and said that the GM will have standard GM responsibilities, including roster decisions. Now, I'm sure Matt Ryan will have some input, but he already came out and said the GM is going to have control of the roster. Kevin Stefanski already came out and said, he did an interview and was asked, hey, how do you view your quarterback position for this upcoming season? Well, we can't make any decisions on that until we hire a general manager. So they've hired a general manager. They are now going to start talking about the roster and making those roster decisions, and that is not a fucking promotion for Ian Cunnigham? And let me just back up even further. So the NFL, which I liked this, by the way, this is a great move by the league, added about, 5 years ago, I don't know the exact year, if a minority candidate lands a head coaching job or a general manager job from a team, so like, for example, Brian Flores. If Brian Flores gets a head coaching job and he's on staff in Minnesota as an assistant, which he is, they would receive 2 third-round compensatory draft picks in the upcoming draft and then in the following draft. 1 each year, 2 total. It was put in place to reward teams for developing minority candidates in leadership positions. Great thing. The NFL is primarily an African-American played sport. Regardless of what you think of that, they put this in. The whole point of it was to add incentives to these organizations who bring in minority candidates and grow in those roles, and then they land those top leadership positions, GMs and head coaching jobs. Well, the loophole with the GM thing is it's technically primary executive in a front office. And so technically that is now Matt Ryan. Well, Atlanta didn't create that position to screw over a team for not getting draft picks from the league. Not from Atlanta, by the way. They're just from the league. There are additional picks in the third round that get handed out for free agency, comp picks for minority hires, all this stuff. So Atlanta, this is not on Atlanta. This is on the league. They created that position because they found in their review by a third-party firm, Arthur Blank did, that there was a lack of structure. And so they created that position so Matt Ryan could oversee everything. But he's not going to be the person who is building the roster, who is scouting the talent and putting the 53 together. That is going to be Ian Cunnigham by their accounts. Not by mine, by theirs. Kevin Stefanski, hey, how do you view Kirk Cousins and the quarterback position, Michael Penix next year? Well, we can't make those decisions until we hire a GM because the GM is going to be the final decision maker there. That is Ian Cunnigham, an African-American who is now getting an opportunity here, which is awesome. We're all happy for him. But the Bears are getting completely screwed. This goes against the whole point of this initiative that the league launched 5 years ago or whatever it was. And Courtney Cronin reports from what she's hearing, this isn't something you can appeal. It just is what it is. That the only thing the Bears could have done if they wanted to was to block the interview and block the hire. Well, Ryan Poles isn't going to do that. Ian Cunningham's one of his best friends. Matt Ryan's a good buddy of his. He knows it's an upward move and a great opportunity. He's not going to do that because it is a promotion. He's going to make more money. It is a jump in job title. And more importantly, he's going to have much more say, and it sounds like final say, as the football executive in Atlanta. But technically, it's a secondary executive because of this new title created by the Falcons president of football, even though Matt Ryan has said the GM will conduct GM responsibilities, including the roster. It is such a joke, and we had heard that this would probably be the case, but it seems like it's official. Jonathan Jones, Courtney Cronin, Brad Biggs, they're all saying the same thing. The Bears will not get the picks for it. Sounds like they can't appeal. It's a complete screw job. And the NFL should be embarrassed, and Goodell should be embarrassed, and it's a total joke. And everybody knows it, and it's a total and complete sham. I tweeted out that I would respect the Falcons a lot if they would come out and say, especially given the relationship between Matt Ryan and Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham, like, hey, we know it's not our decision, but we think the Bears should be rewarded the compensatory draft picks. They won't do that. They have no incentive to do that. The Bears are an NFC team. They're an NFC team. They don't want to help the Bears out, but it sure would be a nice look on their part. And I think they would earn brownie points across the league. And so the Bears not only do not get these draft picks, they lose an excellent football mind and executive and an eye for talent, a guy who worked under Ozzie Newsome, under Howie Roseman in Philadelphia. Ian Cunningham, some people think he's a more valuable asset than Ryan Poles, and the Bears get nothing for him. It makes no sense whatsoever. And it fires me up, man. I have not had a crash out like this in a while, but the Bears are getting screwed on this, man. They're getting totally screwed, and you should be pissed. I'm pissed. You should be pissed. And yeah, it's infuriating, man. It's infuriating. I've got more thoughts on this, but I do got to tell you guys about our awesome sponsor. That is Rocket Money. Shout out to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's show. Let me pull up my handy dandy read here. But listen, are you looking to save up? Are you looking to get a house? Are you looking to just grow your savings, maybe go on a big vacation, whatever the case may be? Get going with the Rocket Money app today. They're going to help you grow your savings because it's a personal finance app that can help you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I've been saving up for a couple of years, and we were able to save up faster with Rocket Money. We cut back on subscriptions. Rocket Money will list them all out on one screen for you, and you can cancel the ones you don't want with a few clicks of a button. You'll probably find out that you've double dipped on some subscriptions, streaming services, whatever the case may be. I was able to lower certain bills. Our electric provider, we found a better deal out there. Rocket Money will kind of scan the internet for you and see what is available, and you can set budgets, and they'll send you alerts, and you've got the categorized spending in the Rocket Money app, and it'll let you know when upcoming bills are due. It's very nice. It's very user friendly, and it's going to keep you on top of your finances, which is absolutely critical. So get started with Rocket Money today. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster at rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. That's rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. Get started today. Okay, there is more fallout here. Obviously, the Bears have to replace their number 2. I was told by a source that Jeff King being promoted, he's their number 3 guy who's been there for a while, is expected. So they will likely promote Jeff King and then, replace Jeff King with someone, whether that's a separate promotion or hire someone outside the building. We'll have to wait and see. Jeff King is a good exec as well. He's interviewed for GM jobs. I think he interviewed with the Chargers last year when they hired Joe Ortiz from Baltimore. He's had a couple others, I think, as well. Didn't have one in this cycle, but only 2 jobs opened up, Atlanta and Miami. But look for that to be announced likely in the next couple of days or weeks. So excited about Jeff King getting that opportunity. I think he's been a good soldier for this front office as well. Certainly a talented individual. But I got to say, I mean, I know I've gone on this for about 10 minutes now, but it's so infuriating. And look, this may come across as, poor old Bears, this guy it's like, no, it's the principle of it. I would say this for any other team it's happening for. This goes against the whole point of the initiative. Literally, it goes against it. Who's to say other teams in the future, and again, Atlanta, they did not have some mastermind plan, but who's to say some team in the future is like, hey, we're going to create kind of this new title because we like this exec from this team, but we're competing with them directly and we don't want them to get draft picks from the league. We'll just create this kind of fake position. And again, it's not a fake position for Atlanta, but teams could look at this and be like, hey, let's just add this title. And when we poach this GM candidate we like from a team that we directly compete with, they're not going to get anything for it. Who's to say that won't happen? Now, maybe teams in the future will just block those interviews. But again, is this on Ryan Poles and the Bears? Like, that would not be... That wouldn't be cool if Poles blocked this. It's a clear promotion. A clear promotion. He's going to have major roster control. He's going to make big decisions. Why? Because why would Ian Cunningham take this job if that wasn't the case? If it was essentially the same job he's doing now? He wants to run his own show, and that's what it's going to be. Matt Ryan's going to have a voice, obviously. He's going to oversee everything, but he's a stabilizer for the organization. He's not going to be scouting 300 draft prospects every year and free agent profiles and, making these free agent decisions. That's going to be Ian Cunningham along with his staff. So I could go on, and I kind of want to, but I'll just kind of leave it there. If you want to get an F Goodell or F the NFL chant going in the comments, that's perfectly acceptable because it just, you're not. This is the opposite of what the initiative is supposed to be. Like you're completely screwing over a team that a top minority GM candidate for years now, which, by the way, Cunningham's been a finalist like 4 or 5 times, and the job he gets is the only one where the Bears wouldn't have gotten picks. Because of course, it's infuriating. I don't know if there will be some kind of plea to the NFL. Sounds like there's nothing you can appeal here. It just is what it is. It's a technicality, and everyone knows it's a joke in it, and it's a sham. So Bears get fucked, but I'm happy for Ian Cunningham. He deserves this opportunity. Really good exec. He's worked his way up, and we'll see what the Bears do in terms of their front office structure. But look for Jeff King to get promoted, and fuck Goodell. We'll see you guys soon.